Orale! What's up, homies? Check it out. It's another sacrilegious Sunday of the podcast. On this podcast, we talk about Aaron Rodgers' dumbass, why he's listening to dumbass Joe Rogan about the Rona, and, of course, we gotta shit on all the anti-vaxxers as well. So, if you're one of those motherfuckers, fuck your feelings. Boom. Orale! What's up, homies? It's another sacrilegious Sunday. I'm your host, America's Homeboy, and these are the co-hosts, Chino and Hate Jones. Say what's up, fellas.
Konnichiwa.
That's right. So I'm gonna get some business out the way. All right, check it out, homies. We are at 69 subscribers. Love that number. But if we get 100 subscribers on the YouTube channel, all right, we will give everybody 20% off our merchandise in our merch store. The link is up here in the banner. You know how that shit works. And believe me, 20% off, man, that's a significant fucking number, all right? It's www.chinoandhomeboy.myshopify.com. Again, link is in the banner. I'm going to drop it in the fucking description. And go ahead, take a look at our merch, all right? Now, we got more designs in the chamber. We got designs in the war room. So, look it up. Trust me, And if we reach 100 subscribers, homies, 20% off for everybody.
Yep. What he said.
All right. That's right. So check it out. So Joe Rogan's in the news again.
The fuck you do this time?
So this time his name was in someone's mouth, is what it was.
Oh.
His name was in someone's mouth.
Gotcha.
Apparently, Aaron Rodgers, quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, has been talking to his new friend Joe Rogan.
I'm already disinterested. It's fucking Green Bay Packers. Come on. No one gives a shit about the Packers. But for the culture, continue.
For the culture, right? He started talking about, how his friend Dr. Joe Rogan has been helping him out with the ivermectin and all of this shit, and how he doesn't need to get vaccinated because of this, that, and whatever other lame-ass bullshit excuse anti-vaxxers come up with. Now, the biggest thing is that this motherfucker lied. He lied to the NFL about being vaccinated, and I think that's what the big controversy is about.
Now he didn't lie, because you can't lie about being vaccinated. He forged documents.
Oh,
that I mean, like, I don't know, but I'm saying the lie is forged documents, because you would have to show some kind of clerical proof that you've been vaccinated. Hey man, did you get vaccinated? Yeah, okay, go and play. Like, that's not the process.
Well,
right.
So he would have to forge medical documents, which could be a whole slew of other crimes, I would think.
Well, all I know is he probably lost some sponsors. I'm just saying.
Okay, here we go. From NBC Chicago. Did Aaron Rodgers lie about his COVID-19 vaccination status? So he ain't playing this Sunday.
Nope.
Hell no.
Nope, he ain't playing this Sunday. So did Aaron Rodgers say he was vaccinated? And so Chicago says not exactly. Back in August, Rodgers told reporters that he was immunized, in quotes. He went on to say that there were other Packers players who were not vaccinated. Oh shit, taking motherfuckers down with him.
God damn.
I know.
Snitch ass motherfucker.
Right? Fucking snitching. They're like, well, I ain't the only one that ain't vaccinated. These fools ain't vaccinated either.
God damn.
Bitches get stitches, bitches.
Right.
So he went on to say that there were other Packers players who were not vaccinated and that he was not going to judge them. I'm like, motherfucker, come on now. Those claims led people to believe that he was vaccinated, and at no point did he refute them. So lying by proxy is essentially what they're saying. Now, 4 days ahead of Green Bay's game in Kansas City, Rodgers is already ruled out. Vaccinated players are allowed to return to a team following a positive COVID-19 test once they have 2 negative test results more than 24 hours apart, according to NFL's protocols. They also must be asymptomatic. Unvaccinated players, on the other hand, require a 10-day isolation period and must be asymptomatic before they can return. This policy was also in place during the 2020 NFL season. If Rodgers were vaccinated, he could conceivably produce 2 negative test results, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And Rodgers petitioned the NFL to have an alternate homeopathic treatment. Oh, here's where Joe Rogan comes in.
Homeopathic. Come the fuck on.
Rodgers petitioned the NFL to have an alternate homeopathic treatment, one that he received from his personal doctor, i.e. Joe Rogan, that would be considered equal as someone who received an approved vaccine in the eyes of the league. The league ultimately decided that he would not get the same designation as vaccinated players, and he was considered unvaccinated.
Yeah.
The QB has followed masking and other protocols while at the Packers facility, according to ESPN. However, he has not worn a mask in the team's media auditorium nor on the sidelines during games. Other unvaccinated Packers players have done interviews and press conferences via Zoom. So they've been following that shit. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's going on, man. That's what's going on.
So are you saying that the NFL allowed him to slide because of what they heard in a fucking news conference, which doesn't make sense? Like, why didn't he have to provide clerical proof that he's been immunized? Like that's the part I'm not getting. Sound like the NFL was closing a blind eye to bullshit for their own purposes.
Everyone's on fuck shit on this one.
So what? I don't understand your question.
Okay, how did the NFL allow this motherfucker to slide without paperwork?
Oh yeah, okay.
Like, are they going, or is the NFL just going off him saying some shit in a news article? It's like, yeah, go ahead and play. We heard you in a news conference.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. Honor system.
Because if they did, that's some bullshit.
Yeah, it is some bullshit.
Because like at my job, I had to like take my proof, scan it, and upload it into a system to verify that I actually took the fucking thing.
Actually, I still got to do that shit because I've already done it twice, and my job still keeps asking me like, "Hey, are you vaccinated?" Motherfuckers, I showed you my shit like 2 times already. Like, do you need a photocopy of my dick and balls to show you too?
They might
ignore the herpes, and we're good.
You nasty. You nasty.
Look, man, it ain't the drip, so it's all right. It's all right.
Don't be a fool, Ratatouille. We had a fucking conversation about this in a previous podcast. God damn it! Or was it a video? It may have been a video.
Yeah, it may have been a video. Yeah. No, I don't have herpes. I don't. But now it's gonna be too hard to get that out of people's minds. Like, Homeboy got herpes.
Right. The fuck.
Right. The fuck. Man, that nasty motherfucker. I bet you he don't even have a small dick either. He's just lying.
God damn, son.
Yeah, so I got another article here. Pro Football Talk, NBC Sports. I was gonna go with the Fox News one, but I'm just gonna go with this one because it's as about as unbiased as it possibly can be. Once Aaron Rodgers, who believed his unspecified homeopathic treatment would make him immunized from COVID, actually caught it, he began the process of treating it. During his Friday interview with Pat McAfee, Rodgers said that he has consulted with a now good friend of mine, Joe Rogan, and that Rodgers has followed Rogan's advice, taking monoclonal antibodies, ivermectin, and other substances. Now, The monoclonal antibodies is somewhat legit. I gotta admit, that one's kind of legit in treating, COVID once you already have it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the ivermectin and the hydroxychloroquine and all the other fucking voodoo bullshit that these anti-vaxxers keep talking about. I mean, at this point, it's just about treating the COVID, but he was not vaccinated, which was the one thing that I think everybody's really harping on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. But I think the monoclonal antibodies, I think that one is actually fairly effective for treating COVID. I gotta do some research. Jamie, can you check that? Can you check that?
Well, Pfizer is dropping a new pill.
Read about that.
So my question is, with all the anti-vaxxers, anti-big pharma, are you going to take this pill?
Right? I know
Because
exactly.
It's made by the same people. Oh, here's some wonderful clapback I was able to do. I'm starting to do research on the shit that I say.
Right.
And so I was debating with a friend who's all for, like, hey, look, I'm vaccinated, but people shouldn't be mandated to get vaccinated.
Right.
And he harps on this shit a lot.
Right. As if George Washington mandating the Continental Army to get vaccinated against smallpox shouldn't be enough. We're talking about the father of our country, mandating vaccines. So continue.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, there's a history of us having mandates, like you got to get vaccinated to go to fucking school.
Yeah,
like that's in there. So like, why are you complaining about this one? So some of his complaints consisted of, hold on, is my character still moving?
No, you're pointing at your tongue.
Okay, let me black out my camera real quick and switch it back and see if it works. Okay, it seems that my Zoom is slightly frozen, but it's still letting my audio go through. So fuck it.
Yeah. All right.
Right. It's all good.
So I went and did research on polio.
Yeah.
Because one of the complaints is, oh, this thing was rushed, and I felt that it was rushed, right?
Yeah.
Initially.
Yeah.
And then over time, I realized, like, oh, they've already been working on corona-related treatments.
Yes.
Or science. They've already been working on this fucking mRNA
treatment. Yeah.
Treatment for other things. So they just kind of like combined, sciences, and they were able to put something forth. Then I realized, like, oh, the mRNA doesn't stay in your system. It just passes along some information and then it's out. So like this idea of long-term side effects is not true.
Yeah.
Like it's most likely not going to be any long-term side effects. You're going to get whatever side effects you get within the first couple of weeks or month or something like that. And people keep saying people are dying from the vaccine, but that's some bullshit I don't believe is true.
No, it's not true.
Nobody can show me actual proof of it. You know what I'm saying? Like where are the people saying that they died? And what you do get is illness alignment, where like you have underlying illness, and it flares up sometime within the time that you get COVID.
Yeah.
Or get the vaccination.
You disappeared on us.
I know. It's still frozen. I'm stuck.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, oh, I have hypertension, and I go get the fucking shot, and then a week later I have a stroke. Oh, the vaccine gave me a stroke. Well, like, no, you have pre-existing condition that kind of happened to coincide with your vaccination. Kind of like with what's his fucking name? Colin Powell, right?
Yeah.
This motherfucker's battling cancer. He got vaccinated and then he died.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So there's that part that has to be
breakthrough
filtered.
You're talking about the breakthrough cases. That's what they're called.
But I'm saying, what if it wasn't even a breakthrough case? What if he got the shot on Monday, or got a second shot on Monday, and then by Friday he passed away. Right?
Yeah.
He was like, he just got vaccinated and then he died, and then ignore the fact that the motherfucker was battling cancer.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you get that. So a lot of these people that might be claiming some illnesses or deep side effects might be already battling something or had something in their system that was going to make them ill at that point. That just happened to coincide with the time in which they got the vaccination shot.
Yeah. Well,
So,
I keep telling people about that kid, you know, in Spain at the beginning of the pandemic.
The leukemia kid.
Who didn't even know he had leukemia. Like, he was in his early 20s, you know, mid 20s. He didn't know he had leukemia. He got sick with COVID, went to the hospital, and they told him, hey, you got COVID. And then he's like, oh, and by the way, you got leukemia. And then he died like 2 weeks later.
oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. He found out he had leukemia the day he found out he had COVID.
Got a twofer.
Yeah. Yeah. So, man, people out there with underlying conditions they don't even know about.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the thing. So, like, they caught it. What if they didn't? They would have just said his death was a COVID death or something if they didn't do an autopsy. You know? So then there's that. And then so what I did was I started looking at polio, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, when did polio vaccine come out? Or the original? Because there's been multiples after that. Right? Because I was telling this friend, like, hey, this dude like made polio vaccine and gave it away. Right? So I went and researched it. They only tested that shit for a year. So this motherfucker came up like he worked on developing it for 7 years.
Yeah.
Like he was hired to produce it at a college, I think.
Yeah.
And it took 7 years to find the right solution.
Right.
Then once he found the right solution, they tested it on about 1 million plus people within the US, Canada, and Finland.
Right.
For 1 year.
Right.
And then they said it's safe, and they start giving it to people. So
yeah, a million people. That's a fucking good ass sample size. I mean, if you don't get significant results with 1 million people, then shit, man. You know.
Yeah. You know.
Say what?
And that's the thing, right? All these people who are anti-vaxxers still, right? Like, you know, how many people on earth have already been fucking vaccinated? And how many of those people have shown, like, you know, that have died from getting the vaccine? You know, like what? You know, possibly, remote, possibly a handful, right?
Right.
You know,
and it's
maybe
it's not a direct. It's not a direct cause of, you know.
Yeah.
They're just like, you know, what happened with Colin Powell. Like, they were, you know, battling through something else.
Yeah.
Like there's some other thing, you know.
Yeah. So when it comes to, like, you know, and sample sizes are huge in the scientific community, right? Because if you don't have a big enough sample size, right, then, you know, that your conclusions could be, you know, relatively questioned and tested and proven wrong.
Right.
But when you have sample size of, like, you know, 60% of the United States already, you know, it's no longer about science. Now it's just about your dumbass principles, right? You know, and when you stand on principle, man, you stand to lose big time. And some of these motherfuckers that have stood on principle, like a lot of these anti-vaxxers, you know, there have been a lot of these anti-vax leaders who have died from fucking COVID, man.
Yeah,
you know,
there was
how's that for a sample size, bitches?
Right, exactly. Like, yo, peoples is dying,
right?
You know.
Yeah.
Like, I really haven't heard of anyone who's, you know, a relatively healthy person who's died from COVID after getting the vaccine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And who have died of COVID. Yeah. Who have died of COVID after getting the vaccine. Yeah.
So it's like, well, a notification flashed on my phone earlier this week, or at some point during the week. Someone in the White House had a breakthrough case. Is that true?
I think it was an aide. I know there was a Biden aide who tested positive for COVID, and then Jen Psaki, who is the White House press secretary, she got COVID.
Okay.
Yeah,
but they're not dying, right?
No. Oh yeah, no, they're not dying.
Right.
Let's see.
Well, I mean, it's just, I think this is going to be, it really shouldn't be a debate, but it's going to be, and I'm actually kind of tired of the whole COVID debate thing. It's like,
I'm sorry.
Are we still beating this dead horse? It's all good.
I'm back.
We
had to cancel out.
Yeah, no worries. It's all good. No, but the COVID debate is, I mean, what exactly are you tired about with the COVID debate? Because there's one thing about being tired of the COVID debate, like in general, because it is annoying as fuck to have to keep listening to these dumbass motherfuckers giving their dumbass fucking reasons.
Exactly that. Exactly that. That's what I'm tired of.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's clear to me that like nobody's doing their research.
Yeah.
They're just being contrarian and don't want to be told what to do.
Yeah.
Like, has there ever been a time in your life that you saw a cop not willing to enforce a law or mandate? But now these motherfuckers are up in arms because somebody told them to take a fucking vaccination.
Yeah.
Like to the point where motherfuckers are quitting or threatening to quit over a vaccination.
Yeah. Yeah. Who've been vaccinated as children against a whole slew of shit, right?
Mind you, they don't even take as big a stand. Like, okay, so supposedly there's good and bad cops, right?
Right.
But none of the good cops have taken a stand this deep to get rid of the bad cops.
Right. Yeah.
Which is hilarious.
Yes, it is.
They don't even take a stand this big to say, hey, civil forfeiture is wrong and we shouldn't be doing it.
Right.
Because we believe in the Constitution, which they claim they do now, right?
Well, yeah, well, yeah, right. Therein lies the irony of the whole thing, right? They're like, oh, you're invading, you're what is it? You're canceling our civil rights to choose and freedom. And I'm like, bitch, this is fucking public health issue.
Yeah.
All right. Your freedom ends when it starts hurting other people. Right. And if you're gonna live your life as a plague rat, like no, you can't. Right. Now, I understand there are people who cannot accept a vaccine. All right. There are people who can't. Right. Even with childhood vaccines like smallpox, polio, whooping cough, and all those other fucking vaccines that we give our kids. We just fucking take them to the doctor because the doctor tells us, hey, you want your kid to die or do you want him to live? And then we just take them and go and get them done. Right. We laughed at motherfuckers that didn't do that. And you're like, man, you're just going to end up with a dead kid, And motherfuckers ended up with dead kid because, like Jesus will help us. And I'm like, well, Jesus just took your kid, motherfucker. So, but those were just a handful of assholes. Now, everyone, there's the handful of assholes has grown to like 2 hands and a foot of assholes. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit because it's not about your fucking freedom. It's about those people that cannot get vaccinated. That's who it's really, really, really about. And everyone, and it boils down to we've lost an identity as, what it means to be American, America, for the most part, right, is we look out after each other, right? At least among white people, that's what it was. Now they're not even doing that again, amongst themselves, and that shit, that's kind of shameful, and I gotta admit, I'm not a huge fan of fucking Joe Biden, right? But I'm an even bigger non-fan of Trump, right? But they need to replace Biden with a younger motherfucker who can energize all of America. Because, man, fuck this bullshit. I'm tired of all these old motherfuckers running for president. We need a new one. Can we unwrap a new one, a fresh one?
I think we're gonna be on a Gavin Newsom train soon.
Oh man, Gavin, not from California. Can we get them from somewhere else? Not from California and New York. Can we get like a Midwest Democrat? Like from the South or some shit. That's
you can't trust them niggas.
Oh man, like come on.
Ain't Joe Biden from the South?
No, he's from Delaware. He's from
Delaware?
the north. Yeah, he's from the northeast.
Yeah, because the Southern Democrats are a little wishy-washy, unless they're black.
Right.
I've seen them like in an election season ago. This one dude came in to compete against a Republican, got the black female vote to push him over the edge and won. And then went in and voted against the black folks of what they wanted.
Man, shit.
Damn.
You know what America needs?
Like his first thing in office was like
an enema.
Yeah, I knew I was gonna vote for that shit, but nah, I'm a vote. That's stupid.
An enema. You know what America needs? America needs
enema.
A homeboy for president. I'm your enema, America. I'm your enema.
There we go.
Enema of the state. God damn it.
Fucking. What is this? Are we officially talking about homeboy for president 2028?
Homeboy for president 2024, son.
Oh shit! So
That's right.
We are going against Biden.
That's right. We're gonna go against Biden. I'll run as a Republican if I have to.
All right then. Let's do it.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You know what? Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So now here's the other thing I learned in my research. So one is polio was tested in a year and delivered, and COVID vaccines are being tested globally, and the data is being shared globally, which allows everything to move at a faster pace, along with they have better and newer technology to test things on.
Right.
Right.
So that's one. Then there's two, Typhoid Mary.
Right? Oh yeah.
So I watched a little mini doc about her, and she was a carrier,
asymptomatic
for typhoid, was making people sick because she worked in food service. She also refused to wash her hands because she felt that she didn't believe in invisible germs, basically.
Because she was a nasty ass bitch.
Yeah. And so like if you couldn't see it, it couldn't make you sick. So like if shit is on my hand, okay, right, the shit can make you sick because I can see the shit, but my hands are clean when after I touch chicken. See, it's not there.
Right, exactly. Look, my tune washes his hands and he's not even real. After we're done with the podcast, I go wash my hands, I disinfect this phone. Yeah, everything.
And so so that was her problem, right? So she was making people sick, and as soon as the family she worked for got sick, she bounced and changed her name a little bit,
and then went to another family and got them sick.
Yeah, she ended up killing like 3 people.
God damn, it's a murder franchise.
Yeah, made people sick that died, but they were like, she's kind of stupid, so we don't think she knows what she's actually doing.
Well, yeah, she's fucking stupid. She's not only a nasty ass bitch, she's a dumbass bitch too.
So then she was forced into
she's a mountain of cunt.
Yep.
she was
thank you. I'm here all night.
She was forced into quarantine. So they caught her, realized what the deal was, and they forced her into quarantine.
Right.
And supposedly they didn't treat her well in quarantine. She was put in like a cottage at a mental institution or a hospital. But
right,
she was in a home where she could like roam free, but you had to be away from people.
Right.
But supposedly they did test on her forcibly, and then they realized like the bacteria that causes typhoid was concentrated in her gallbladder. Like that was the source.
Interesting.
Right? And it was like, we need to take your gallbladder out. And she was
oh,
like, no.
Shit.
God damn.
Now what happens when you remove your gallbladder? What's the blowback on that?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Well,
okay. Because I thought it was like
hold up, Chino, you got something?
It wouldn't be completely nothing. There's something changes with your digestion. Yeah.
Okay.
Jamie.
Because I know, like, I know it was like it's either gallbladder or the appendix could just be removed and nothing really.
It's
changes.
So the it used to be, or the previous prevailing opinion about the appendix was that, you know, it was vestigial. It didn't really do anything, but now it's being said that the appendix is essential for the flora and fauna of your stomach, of your digestive tract. So, but yeah, gallbladder.
It's just eat yogurt to supplement that.
I mean, I suppose you could. Could.
Here we go. Jamie's got something here. Gallbladder surgery side effects: difficulty digesting fat, diarrhea and flatulence, constipation, intestinal injury, jaundice or fever.
Yeah. There you go. Your gallbladder produces bile. So that's essential.
Yeah, it is essential, especially for fats.
Digestion. Yeah, exactly.
Proper digestion of fats. So fiber is essential for good digestion after surgery. So nuts not attached to penises.
Christopher's
seeds,
greens.
Although if you wish to partake of those nuts and that's your thing, then by all means.
Yeah, drop your number in the comments.
Right, exactly. Seeds, not seed from a penis, but again, if that's your thing, by all means.
Right.
Rich in protein too, so you know. Brussels sprouts, broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, and high fiber cereals.
Yeah.
So basically, to fix the digestive issue, just eat a shit ton of fiber.
Penis and testicles.
Right. Yeah, that too.
I'm looking out for you, culture. I'm looking out for you.
Penis and testicles.
That's right.
Yeah. So they quarantined her 2 times. So they actually let her out. There's like, look, you can't work in food service anymore. And you need to wash your dirty ass hands.
Right.
And they let her out.
What'd she do next? Prostitution?
No. She went working at a laundromat, like at a steam cleaner or whatever the fuck.
Oh, of course. Where more people. Okay. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
There's no hand to mouth food thing, right?
Oh, okay.
So typhoid is like a bacteria thing. So like she's not washing her hands and doing all that shit. You know, she can get people sick, but it wasn't from like breathing, but it's like she's probably breathing and talking and maybe spitting in people's food or something like that. And if she's not washing her hands and keeping clean, the bacteria, I don't know if it seeps through your pores or not. But you know, so her cleaning clothes wouldn't necessarily create any problem, but she didn't like that work. She actually liked being a home cook. So after a while, she just vanished and got a job at a family's house, and then they got sick, and she started the whole run over. It's like, all right,
this bitch is nasty.
We put you back.
This mountain of cunt. You gotta say it once. Hey, Jones, it's fun to say.
So they threw her back in. No,
come on, say it. They threw this mountain of cunt.
They threw this mountain of cunt back into quarantine.
Right.
That's awesome.
For life.
Whoa!
For life. Holy shit.
The fuck?
Yeah. Public menace.
Damn.
She really is a mountain of cunt. Fuck.
She really is a mountain of cunt. Holy fuck.
Now the sad thing is, they say, is that there were at least 400 people, because she was in the Americas.
Yeah.
but there were people with typhoid all over the place.
Right.
And I think it had like a 10% fatality rate, but
Right.
it wasn't highly contagious, I guess, because you had means of getting around it. And with people in this day and age was getting cleaner, so access to water and things of that sort. It was easy for people to bathe and stay clean and shit like that, unless you were like typhoid and were just refused to wash your fucking hands.
Right. Unless you're a mountain of cunt.
Yeah. Because back then it was looked at as a poor man's disease because poor people didn't have access to cleaning.
Right.
So the rich rarely got it unless Typhoid Mary worked at their house.
Right. Unless you had a mountain of cunt working in your house.
Yeah. And so they end up pulling her back in. But okay, so there were 400 other people who had this across the globe.
Handful of assholes.
No, I mean they were just asymptomatic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they were asymptomatic, but none of them were forcibly quarantined.
But they didn't. But did they know they were?
I mean,
spreading.
I'm saying the governments and doctors found out that they were asymptomatic, and they didn't do the same shit they did to Typhoid Mary.
Okay.
So, I mean, and that could have been because they like, hey, this is what you have to do to make sure you don't transfer this shit to anybody, and they listen.
Right.
Opposed to like constantly traveling, changing your name and sneaking around and making people ill.
Yeah.
And so I brought this up to my friend who works in public service or public safety to see like, okay, part of the reasons why COVID is a problem is because we have asymptomatic carriers.
Yeah.
And even if we test every week, you can get the shit on Tuesday and give it to your whole department by Friday before you retest on Monday.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's the problem. Like I actually have a friend who traveled, came back home asymptomatic, was quarantining with her boyfriend, made him sick, and then he went to the hospital.
Oh.
And was laid up for a couple of weeks.
With typhoid or COVID?
COVID.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so like she works at a school, but she was working from home because she's like an administrator. But I'm like, if she was on campus, she could have transferred this shit to a bunch of people. She was only not at work because she came home and she took a test, but the test took a week. So she's like, I'm gonna quarantine with my man. And he was like, I'll take that risk. And then when the week was over, it's like, oh shit, I got this shit.
Right.
And she
gotta quarantine again, this time at the hospital.
Yeah. So they had he didn't get the respirator, but he was on oxygen, he was out of breath, XYZ.
Yeah.
And then the dude had a heart attack
a
few weeks later. So I'm like, yes, he had a little bit of belly, but she had gotten him into running because she does 5K. So it seemed like he was on the upturn, and he's an older guy, like he's in his 50s.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he just had a heart attack. So I don't know if that was pre-existing. You
get
this heart attack anyway, or you got COVID and you got this heart attack.
Well, the thing about COVID, as I think we've Chino and I have unmedically deduced, but based on our knowledge of biology and viral infections that we do have, and also what is it, half verified by our mutual friend Dr. Manhattan, that it's a blood virus. It's not really like a lung virus the way the flu is, right? Like, it comes in through your lungs because it's an airborne disease, but once it gets inside your system, it affects your blood system, your circulatory system. So anything that's blood rich, like the heart, the lungs, the kidneys, the liver, your balls, your dick, right? The shit that uses like a lot of blood, the brain, right? It gets more adversely affected than anything else, is what we've noticed, right? Like Chino got COVID, and his muscles, he felt like he was on fire.
Yep.
He felt like he was a fucking exposed nerve. And I told him, like, this is some blood shit, and I was concerned for him because, he's got that blood thing, and so I was like, Yeah. I'm like, man, dude. So, you know, and then the repercussions after that about having to get blood transfusion and, you know, having to get blood, having to get blood that was in other people's dicks. You know, that's serious shit.
I mean, like, honestly, bro, I think to help yourself out, you should just become a Crip.
Well, I'll keep that in mind.
Oh man, yeah.
So in Typhoid Mary's case, the government had no problem with forcibly quarantining this chick without any due process in America, the land of the free, home of the brave, to protect public safety.
Yeah.
Yet we have public safety people refusing to take the drug that they are in some ways administering. You know, so like you got nurses like, I ain't taking the vaccine, but you want us to take it. You know?
You're fine, bitch.
Yeah. Yeah. So
you mountain of cunt.
Yeah. And so like
you like that, huh?
I had a run in.
It's so much fun to say.
I had a
come on, audience, say it with me. Mountain of cunt.
Yes, very good. No, there was speaking of protests and stuff, or people, you know, protesting this whole vaccination mandate thing. There was a protest out here at a local hospital that I passed by yesterday. Apparently that's a thing. People are doing that kind of shit.
Yep.
I mean, yeah.
So people don't like mandates. Americans just don't want to be forced to do some shit without being scared to death. So, you know, until like people faces, or you catch COVID and your whole face turns into like a pizza, nobody's gonna be asking for the vaccine.
Yeah. I mean, they even tried giving cash incentives for people to get the vaccine, and it just wasn't hitting.
Well, here's the strange thing, right? In order for you to get the vaccine, it needs to be marketed to you, so you know this is available.
Yeah.
And they want you to do it, and they don't want to give mandates, so they try to give you incentives.
Yeah.
And literally, I had several friends complain, like, it should just be a personal choice. Why are you doing all this stuff? It's a little creepy that you're offering people money or tickets. And I was like, they're trying to do the shit the nice way, motherfucker.
Right? I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, they're trying to be nice about it. And you're taking them as like, there's some creep in the bushes, like, hey, kid, you want a piece of candy? Come in the bushes with me. When it's like, literally, like, look, it's a health problem. I know you're scared. Let me make it easy for you. Here's some cash. Here's some goods. Like, I got a $50 gift certificate I didn't even know I was gonna get for getting COVID. Right. I mean, not getting the vaccine. I got to finish signing up for that shit today. Get my money. You know what I'm saying? But and it's like, okay, if they don't say anything, nobody gets it. If they say something, you feel it's conspiratorial. If a bunch of people die, you'd be like, why isn't the government doing anything about it? And it's like a no-win situation on the government side.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you get all these conspiracies like, oh, the vaccines make people sick. Well, more people are getting sick and dying of COVID than they are of the fucking vaccine. If people dying of the vaccine was even true. I know people have gotten sick, you know, in certain cases had some allergic reactions, I would say. But that's, I mean, that's like, with everything.
Yeah, like I had a minion who got vaccinated with the Johnson & Johnson, and he caught a fever and had a headache, and, you know, was sick he felt like he had it for like a day, but he came back to work the next day.
Yeah. No, well, I'm saying there's some people who got like some autoimmune.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me finish. But however, this minion, after getting the Johnson & Johnson, got Moderna and Pfizer. So he's a triple threat now. And you know what he's going to be? He's going to be a COVID compliance officer on film sets.
That's fucking awesome. That's fucking amazing.
Hell yeah, dude. So, well, you know,
that's the shit right there.
To add to this, I just made our department's COVID vaccination rule poster to go around the jobs. And of course they picked the ugly one and then want me to beautify it and make it kind of close to the pretty one that I did. You know, so like I made some cool, awesome shit. Like a info flow chart.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, if you got your vaccination, go here and do this, and you're done. If you only got one shot, go here, do that, and then go here. And if you haven't, you need to get this shit done. And then there was a pathway actually to ask for exemptions. Right. You know, and so like I'm like, okay, so they actually, the LA County will be allowing you to put in for an exemption, but it does have to be approved by somebody. And I feel bad for Catholics because the church has said there ain't nothing wrong with the vaccine. So you really don't have a leg to stand on. So last night, one of my internet acquaintances posted something about that. And it was like, man, fuck the Pope. These cowards, XYZ. And I was like, how is he a coward if he's doing some shit that he actually believes in? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Mm-hmm. There ain't no baby fetuses in the vaccine. So, and there's no devil piss. So what leg does the church have to stand on to tell you that you shouldn't get vaccinated?
Yeah.
None.
Yeah.
It's not in the tenets. It ain't no crab juice in it and no pork chop serum. So, you know, what you gonna say no to?
Well, I don't know. Catholics like pork chops. You know.
I know.
You know, we be eating them carnitas and shit. You know.
No, I'm saying, you know, but in any of the religious, you know, religious is. I don't even know what the fuck to call them anymore.
Yeah.
Faiths.
I call them cults.
Yeah. They all have rules of things you can't eat. And so I'm lumping them all in together with the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
But yeah, like none of those things that you would disagree with are in it. No fetus cells, no pork chop serum, no what do you call it? Shellfish broth.
Wait, so, pork chop serum?
Yeah. That's for the Muslims.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's called bacon grease.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute. When you said pork chop serum, I'm like, wait, is that a thing I've never heard of? Right? You know,
you need to listen to a song by J. Rue the Damager, where it's called, I think it's You Can't Stop the Prophet, and it's like him battling the devil, and he was attacked with flying needles with pork chop serum in it. So it's a very animated song, and that's one of my favorite lines from it.
All right, so we got to wrap this one up. So look, audience, check it out. You know, Joe Rogan is not a doctor, okay? All right, he's not a doctor. However, he's not wrong about monoclonal antibodies after you've caught COVID. All right,
which could kill you.
Which could kill you, right? You know, so it's better to get vaccinated and then, you know, knowing that you got monoclonal antibodies to rely on in case, you know, shit turns south in your breakthrough case.
Right, exactly. Right? Like it's better to just why just insulate yourself from fucking catching it in the first place.
Yeah,
the natural immunity, quote unquote, is only going to last you about 6 months.
Yeah.
Right.
So
and then you're going to be bare naked again.
Getting the vaccine is like putting on a bulletproof vest, Kevlar helmet, you know, and then going out to war, right? The monoclonal antibodies are in case you get shot.
That's the morphine.
Right? It gets through your fucking shit, your armor. The monoclonal antibodies are that quick clot shit that'll help you survive and while you're getting medevaced. Right.
Yeah.
That's what the monoclonal
antibody.
Exactly. Yeah, you could survive getting shot, right? But why take the risk? Put the armor on, you mountain of cunt.
Well, let's make it simpler, right? You catch COVID and you survive. Yeah. Your body fights off the disease and figures out a way to protect itself, which usually means creating that special protein that blocks the shit from getting into you.
Yeah.
All the vaccine does is tell your body to make that protein without you getting sick to get it.
Yeah.
And taking a fucking risk.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all the fucking does.
You mountain of cunts.
Right.
It's the same fucking process that your body would go through if it caught the fucking virus and you survived.
Yeah.
Without you having to catch it and having to survive.
Plus,
like literally. And then there's actually, I don't know if it's Johnson & Johnson, but one of these vaccines or two of them are the traditional method where they give you a weaker version or a dead
it's
version.
Johnson & Johnson.
Yeah, of the virus.
Yeah.
And then your body, so that one's technically a natural immunization if you took it.
Yeah.
Right? But that shit probably got pork chop serum in it, and that's why motherfuckers got sick. Yeah.
Pork chop serum.
So
that's fucking
understand the science, actually do some real fucking research.
Yeah.
Go to the CDC website. Like I went there to find out, like, somebody told me like the what do you call it? Florida was doing good. Now they don't have any mandates and XYZ, but these motherfuckers are on a high, like California and Florida are on the high end of vaccination rates.
Yeah.
In the nation. So I'm like, if they're not getting any cases now, because they were hot zone like a month or two ago, it's because their vaccination rates were up and they were one of the first places to start doing the vaccination. So much so the people were traveling from other states to go there to get the fucking vaccination.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So even though they don't have these mandates, they're getting people to get the vaccine, which you motherfuckers over here keep saying you don't want to get.
Yeah.
Or don't want to force anybody to get. But I'm like, if we're not all vaccinated, that fucking virus passes around more often.
Right.
Yeah.
Kills people and
mutates,
transforms to something more deadly that could have us all fucked in a basket. And people don't understand, like, everybody being immunized or having a shot basically protects. If one person doesn't have their armor on, we're all at risk.
Yeah, pretty much, man.
Isn't there some sort of fucking argument that, they're saying you guys are encroaching on my personal freedoms? Well, you know what? Those fucking personal freedoms ain't gonna fucking do you shit when you're dead.
Well, you
know
having
what?
the fucking virus and walking around is encroaching on my personal freedom to live.
That's right. That's what I was about to say.
You're putting me at risk.
Yeah.
You don't know if somebody if I have an
underlying
immune
condition?
system.
Yeah.
A immune system thing, or if I live with somebody. So if I get that shit from you, I can take it to somewhere. I'm waiting for somebody to start suing businesses that don't have these fucking mandates.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. And we're not even going to get into the conversation about long COVID because, we still don't know much about it, except for this. Except for this. Long COVID can make your dick not work.
Yep.
And
they should be advertising this shit all day. Because that'll long COVID will make you short. My favorite
meme, and we'll end on this. Right? My favorite meme is the one where, like, the people who made the COVID vaccine are the same people who make your dick pill. You can, and you trust them for that. So go ahead and get vaccinated.
Right.
That's the other nonsense on there. Now, I have one quick question before we sign off. Somebody posted a video of somebody claiming that Australia is in all this trouble, and that the guy in the video was saying that somebody told him that they were part of the military and they were running urban warfare drills of pulling people out and forcefully vaccinating them, which I thought was hilarious. And I tried to tell the brother, like, hey, military runs urban warfare practices all the fucking time because they were pulling people out of huts in the Middle East. You know what I'm saying? So that's a part of the process, so somebody could be seeing something and misrepresenting it in their mind, and so I'm like, this dude that doesn't have any proof, he's just saying shit on the internet. You don't know who he is. He's not showing you any proof that you can go and verify independently of him. And he tried to give me like, look, man, I don't got no beef with the common man, because it's like he's all against mandating of shit. He's like, if you want to take the shot, take the shot, but don't force people to do it. And then claims that Australia has a highly censored media or whatever in XYZ. I'm like, nigga, you never been to Australia, so how the fuck would you know? You're
so
just repeating shit that you heard somebody else say.
Yeah, Australia is not doing that.
I know.
And I don't know if you motherfuckers know, you know, Americans need to realize that we are trying to live in a society, a civilized one. And
are you saying Australia isn't?
Yeah, well,
I mean, I know it's hirsute and everything, but come on now.
Look,
go ahead.
Look, I have my stuff here in America right now. So, you know, once I'm in Australia, ask me again. But you know, we're trying to live in a civilized society, and in order for that society to function, we need to like not get sick, because when a lot of motherfuckers get sick at the same time, it causes system problems, like medical system problems, like we've been seeing, like motherfuckers needing gallbladder surgery, can't get gallbladder surgery, and then end up fucking dying because you all dumbass mountain of cunts are filling at the fucking hospitals.
Wow.
Yeah.
I will maintain that you're probably the most hyper pothead I've ever seen.
Thank you.
I'm just saying, kind of like Scarface in the what's that? Half Baked.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, don't be a mountain of cunt, homies. Get vaccinated if you're not vaccinated. Don't listen to Joe Rogan's medical advice. Get medical advice from an actual doctor, not nurses. And anyone who is a nurse or a doctor who refuses to get vaccinated, you probably shouldn't be a nurse or a doctor anymore. Find a new vocation, because you suck at your job.
You really like that idiom, don't you?
Mountain of cunts.
Yes.
And
you're welcome.
And pork serum. I like pork serum.
I know, meat, right? That's brilliant.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Pork chop serum. Like, what?
Yeah, pork chop serum and mountain of cunt. Those are the words of the day.
I'll drop the video for that song in the debrief.
Okay. All right. Don't forget, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed, because when we get to 100 subscribers, homies, we're going to give you 20% discount in our merch store. Link is in the banner. If not, in the description, www.chino and homeboy.myshopify.com. You guys got anything?
No.
All right. Until next time, homies. Peace.
And konnichiwa, bitches.
Hey, gang.